Question. I like to start the videos off with a question. Would you give someone $15,000 as a down payment to purchase a home sight unseen? I know I wouldn't. But for the record, there are plenty of people that do purchase property sight unseen, especially at the height of the market, 2017, 18, 19, 20, the first half of 2022, up to the first half of 2022. The market was incredibly hot. You had to get in where you fit in. People were buying houses sight unseen. Now, my advice would be, if you are a first-time purchaser and you're going to be an owner occupant and you don't have cash to just throw around, you shouldn't buy a house sight unseen. And the reason for that is you don't know what the condition of the home is, right? You don't know what's going on with the people who are living in the home. You have no idea. So to buy something sight unseen makes absolute no sense unless you are a contractor, your brother, father, cousin, niece, nephew, auntie, whomever is a contractor. So you have someone that can back you up when it comes to the contract, the construction, right? And still, if this is your first time, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But check out the story of a couple in Queens that contacted the news because they gave someone $15,000 for a house that wasn't even for sale. And then what I'm going to do at the end of the video, I'm going to show you on some websites that you can go on for free and verify certain information. So check this out.
What's going on? You know, the real estate market is tough and competitive. Yes. You see, you act. If you don't, you're going to lose out, especially during the COVID pandemic. And this couple thought they really lucked out on this property. It was in their budget. It had rental income, but their dream, it quickly died. And with it, a lot of money that they put down. Is this house for sale? Because somebody listed this house for sale.
Not on the market, but this house in Queens was allegedly sold by a Brooklyn realtor.
The office looks like it's shut down.
The real estate office appeared abandoned, and gone with it a portion of the deposit that Michael and Marina Joseph put down on the multifamily property.
The American dream, getting a house, buying a home, we thought it was the American dream for us.
And now it's turned into a total nightmare.
Yeah.
The Josephs saved for a lifetime and jumped at the chance to buy their first home.
So you hadn't seen the place?
We didn't see the place, but when we went in his office, he showed us the picture of the house that he was going to give us. He couldn't take us there because if he takes us there, the people living in the house might damage the walls. They might do things that's not supposed to be done.
That should have been a red flag, but convinced that they couldn't miss out on this deal, they decided to make a down payment, sight unseen.
He asked us to put $15,000 down.
Mike and Maureen say their realtor told them that the house was being foreclosed on, and to take advantage of the short sale, they needed to get cash in his hands right away.
Now, one thing that I wanted to say about this is for them to, another mistake is them giving him money as a down payment. When it comes to financing a home, unless they were paying cash, so they don't talk about how this couple was financing the home. If they were paying cash, that's one thing. That's one thing. But if they're getting a mortgage, how like that, the amount of money that they needed for the down payment should have come from their finance person, not the real estate broker. I don't tell people what their down payment should be. I never do. As a real estate broker or agent, we don't tell a person, hey, you need to give me X amount of money for the down payment. I don't get involved in that. I don't get involved in the finance part of the real estate transaction. So that's a red flag right there, because your down payment is based on your mortgage. It's based on the type of mortgage you get, the negotiations you make with your lender. That's how your down payment and everything is calculated. So for them to just seem like they're just working with the real estate agent, that alone seems off. That seems very, very off.
They gave the realtor, Trevor Waterman, a bank check for 15 grand. A year later, they had no house, no deed, no closing date, and so they asked for their deposit back.
This is one of the checks I think he gave us, about the bounce check that he gave us for the 15,000.
So when you asked for the money back in 2021, he sent you this check.
He sent us this check.
And this check bounced.
Next came small claims court.
How many times did you go to court?
We went twice and he never showed up.
The Josephs won a default judgment, and the realtor was ordered to pay them back in full. But after 4 years, he only made 3 payments, and they were still out $6,000.
We won the money back, and we kept asking him, and he kept ignoring us.
So they asked 7 on Your Side to broker a deal. We contacted the realtor, and he found the money to return to them, $6,000 in 2 installments.
He eventually paid us everything, and I am so happy that, Nina, you helped us. We got our money. Thank you, 7 on our side.
Oh, so
happy. 5 years in the making. We worked with the realtor. He said the property was in foreclosure and that he said the deal was speculative and then it didn't go through. But I really want to commend him because he did return the full deposit, working with 7 on Your Side on a payment plan, and he kept true to his word. He gave them $3,000 last October, $3,000 last November, so they were fully made whole. They got that $15,000 back after putting it down in 2000. So
yeah, that's huge.
I feel for people like that because especially the pandemic, like you said, but in this area, it's so competitive.
yeah.
Right. You feel like you have to act right now.
Some people have purchased sight unseen because of the situation.
That is definitely one of the red flags you want to look out for. And there were a lot in this situation. If there's no in-person showing, it probably means there's something they're hiding, like there's no actual house. So you definitely want to make sure you get to see a property yourself. Next, anything like a quick deposit for a cash demand, like sense of urgency, you got to get in here, you're going to lose out, even if it's a rental. That really creates this false sense of losing your head and trying to put money down really quickly in a way that you shouldn't trust. And then I hate to say this cliche, but it is so true in this case. If the price is too good to be true, it probably is. None of the houses in this neighborhood are going for under $800,000.
That's a good point.
They were getting theirs for less than half of that.
Oh yeah, that's So what can you do to protect yourself?
You have to research. You can go through we looked in that neighborhood to see when the house last sold. It sold in 2006 for $565,000. So this was, $200,000 off of that, and stuff got more expensive, and that should be a red flag. Also, do just a quick search. You can do a reverse image search. You can actually put the picture of the house into Google and see if it comes back. Is it really a listing? Is it someone else's listing? And then work with a licensed and trusted realtor. And you know what I'm going to do? Ask your friends, read their reviews and get referrals. That's the best way to know that you're working with somebody trustworthy.
So glad they got that back.
Me too.
So that's what I'm going to go over today. So these individuals were told that this house was in foreclosure. It wasn't listed on the market. He gave them this really low price. He basically just scammed them. He probably needed some money. He saw that these people were eager, and he probably realized that they had money already saved up, and he used all of that to his advantage. One thing that I will add to it, I'm happy that they got their money back, but they should have reported him to the real estate commission. Every real estate licensee, it doesn't matter if it's a broker or an agent. Some real estate brokers may say, I don't have a broker, I'm my own broker. They still have to answer to someone, right? Just because you're a broker, I'm a broker. I own my own brokerage in 2 states. I still have to answer to someone. And I have to answer to the real estate commission. They should have reported him to the real estate commission, because the real estate commission would have gotten involved and they could have mediated the situation. And on top of it, he would have been penalized. Most likely he may have had his license suspended, or they could have probably got their money a lot faster. So keep that in mind. If you're ever dealing with someone that is a licensed real estate agent or real estate broker, you can always report them to the real estate commission. Now, I'm going to show you where you can go to look up a house. So let's say the same situation happened to you. Someone comes up, say, hey, I got this off-market deal. Off-market would mean that it's not listed on the MLS. The MLS is a system that is used by licensed brokers where we share listings between each other. So I may have a buyer that is interested in the house that another broker has listed, and then I will go to our system and I can see the details about the property. I can see the price, and I can see how to set up an appointment to show my buyer the property. So that's the benefits of the MLS. But let me show you what else you can do. So this is Zillow, a very popular site. So what you can do on Zillow is, so here you can type in, let me see if I could make this the whole page, right? So you can type in the city and the state. So they were in Queens. I typed in Queens just to show you what, just so I could give you an example. And you see right here where it says more, that's where you want to go. So if I'm not going to put it for rent, right? Because I'm not looking for rentals. So I'm going to put for sale. I'm going to drop it here for sale. Apply. Then I'm going to go over to the more. And now in this case, he was telling them that the house was in foreclosure. So if I go to more, I'm going to choose foreclosure. I'm going to uncheck all of these. Well, you could choose foreclosures, take off the coming soons. And show more. Go to show more. And then what you're going to click on is pre-foreclosure. And then you will click apply. Now, this will give you all of the properties that are currently in foreclosure or pre-foreclosure. So in this case, he gave them an address. They could have come right over here and just put in the exact address, press the button, and they could have received information on that property and found out if it was truly in pre-foreclosure. So I'm going to show you something else on Zillow. So these homes, it says 75 results. These homes are in foreclosure. So let's click on one of them. Oh, this thing acts so slow. Right here, it tells you this is in foreclosure, right at the top of the screen. It says foreclosure. Then we're going to drag it down. Right here, it tells you the source. Where did this information come from? This is listed by Island Advantage, and it gives you the person's name and a phone number. Most likely, this phone number is the number to the office. So you can call the office. Or and it gives you an MLS number, which lets you know that it is listed with a licensed real estate brokerage, which means if they are fugazi, then you can report them to the real estate commission. I wanted to show you something else. So I'm going to go back. So this house was listed with the real estate broker, but all homes that are on Zillow that are in foreclosure or pre-foreclosure aren't always listed. So if you go down, see, these are still listed by someone. So I'm going to keep going down. It's 2 pages. Let's go to the second page. Okay, so a house like this isn't listed with a real estate brokerage. This house is just in pre-foreclosure. See here at the top, it says pre-foreclosure. That means that the lender has filed the paperwork to start the foreclosure process. So Zillow is giving you this information, and all of this is free. You can also, if you scroll down, you can get a little history on the home. How much was it when it last was sold? It was sold in 2016, it was sold in 2008, and it was sold in 1997. Foreclosure details. The foreclosure type is a judicial foreclosure. They sent out the notice of list pendings. List pendings just means that litigation is pending, and it started in August of 2017. I think that's it. And then you could just see details about the property. And that's here. And this is on Zillow. This is on Zillow. So I wanted to show you that so that you know that there's a source. There is some, I wanted to show this to you so that you can see that there's information out there that you can look up for free. Anytime someone comes to you and tell you that they have a house that's in foreclosure, Google it. Look it up on Zillow. Put in the exact address on Zillow and see what comes up. You can also go to the county clerk's office and see what information is there concerning that property. You do not have to take someone's word for it. And for sure, do not give anyone money as a down payment. Real estate can be a very rewarding industry, but it can also be a very ugly, grimy industry where people will take advantage if you allow them. You have to make sure that you arm yourself with as much information as possible. Googling something can save you a lot of money and time. Also, do the research. Do some research. Before you hand over any money to anyone, make sure that you've done some research on the property and even do some research on the individual. Secondly, I would like to say you cannot be desperate. I know that buying a home is a big dream for a lot of people. I know that it's something that many people strive to achieve. You want to provide stability for your family and for yourself, but you cannot be desperate. Being in a state of desperation will leave you open to scams and flim-flams, because it makes no sense for them to have handed over $15,000 on a property that they have not seen at a price point that he gave that just doesn't make sense for the neighborhood. You have to be smarter. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.